Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the Indiana Firearms Coalition. Session is officially underway in Indianapolis, and it is go time in our fight to expand Second Amendment freedom here across the state. We're going to give you guys a breakdown on our top 3 agenda items for this session. But before we do that, I want to kind of paint the picture of where we are right now in the state, in the country, when it comes to the fight for gun rights. November 5 was a clear rejection of Joe Biden and the radical left's war against the Second Amendment. We took back the White House, took back the Senate, and right here in Indianapolis, we have these massive GOP majorities, all made possible by gun owners who were angry at the left for trying to attack our gun rights virtually every single day for the last 4 years. So as we approach this session, now is not the time for gun owners, and especially our pro-gun legislature, some sarcasm intended there, to be timid or to be shy or to only pass pro-gun bills when all sides can agree with it. No, we won, they lost. Now it's time for us to secure freedom. Our members want to see the legislature kick down the door, overturn the tables, and pass major expansions of gun rights that will not just secure freedom for today, but for the next generation as well. That begins with the Second Amendment Preservation Act. We call it SAPA law for short. IFC is going to push SAPA law because what SAPA does is it tells the White House you cannot use our cops to enforce federal gun control laws. The problem we've always had in red states is a federal government that believes they always know best. And when it comes to gun control, what Joe Biden tried to do was to say, I don't give a damn that Indiana is a red state, that Indiana is a pro-gun state. I want Hoosier cops to enforce my gun control laws. Now, we dealt with that in court. Biden did not get very far in that, but that is their goal. They want our cops to enforce federal gun control laws, mandates, executive orders, treaties, all of it. And going forward, whenever the next Democrat becomes president, whether it's 4 years from now, whether it's 8 years or even 12 years from now, the next Democrat in the White House will make Joe Biden look like a moderate. It's just the way it is. So maybe we have J.D. Vance 4 years from now, but maybe we have some crazy lunatic like Gretchen Whitmer. I don't know, and nor does anybody else. The point is, we have to, right now, when we have the time to do so, put protections in place to make sure that our cops cannot be used to enforce federal gun control laws right here in Indiana. Now is a great time to do it because with Joe Biden out and President Trump in, we're going to have a friendly Department of Justice. And that means when we pass SAPA, the DOJ will not sue Indiana to overturn it. When other states passed SAPA under the Biden White House, they're immediately sued, and the laws were eventually struck down either in part or in total. We wouldn't have that problem now. Now is the time to get this done. We have a friendly White House and get this done before we have the next Democrat in the White House. That's the Second Amendment Preservation Act. Number 2, big stuff, right? Big stuff. Number 2, repeal red flag gun seizures in Indiana. Everyone knows we have red flags on the books. Passed in 2005, expanded in 2018 before we existed. Red flag laws allow the authorities to call you in to say you could be dangerous to a judge and ask the judge to order the confiscation of your firearms. No requirement for a criminal charge, no requirement for an arrest, an indictment, or a conviction. They simply get to say you could be dangerous and your guns can be taken away. These are secret ex parte hearings you don't know anything about. And in many other red states right now, they're banning red flag laws. They've banned them, for example, in Wyoming. And other states all around us are actively trying to ban them right now. We have to do at least repealing red flag laws in our state. If someone is dangerous, if somebody is crazy, to use that expression, then they should have their day in court. Their due process rights should be upheld. And if they're convicted of violent felony crimes, then fine. But this idea that we can be called in because we could be dangerous and have our guns taken away with no charges ever being filed, That is an embarrassment to a red state like Indiana. We have a bill filed to roll these back as well. You'll hear much more about that in the coming days. And number 3 is somewhat of an unfortunate situation. We shouldn't have to talk about defense, but there's an awful lot of gun control bills being talked about right now in the state capitol. And some of these supposedly are common sense solutions that all sides can agree to. In that list are basically 2 primary threats. Number 1 are deadly safe storage laws, and heavy sarcasm intended. These laws would order us to have our guns locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, unless you're hunting, sport shooting, or cleaning your firearms. And that means that leaving a Glock 19 next to your bedside stand or on your bedside stand would be illegal. So imagine this. You're in a city in Indianapolis, or you're in the city of Indianapolis, or basically any other big city in the state right now. Violent crime is spiking. Everyone knows that. And these lawmakers want to force you to put your guns in a gun safe at night. So if an armed robbery or a home invasion takes place in your property, they have the upper hand. It's insane. If you're a rural gun owner, you know as well as I do, it could be 20 minutes. It could be 45 minutes before law enforcement gets to your home if you call them in the middle of the night. Everyone knows these safe storage laws will get innocent people killed. But right now, there is a growing movement in the Capitol to pass this as a common sense response to violent crime. We must shut that down. And finally is preemption repeal, another issue that supposedly all sides might find common ground on. These guys want to repeal current preemption law, which is what says that only the General Assembly can regulate the Second Amendment. If we lose preemption, every county, every city in the state will be free to enact their own gun control laws. Everyone knows what that means. Indy passed their own ordinance 2 years ago now that becomes effective anytime preemption is repealed in the legislature. And if it happens in the city of Indy, no more AR-15s, no more 30-round magazines. It's a repeal of constitutional carry, and gun registration is required in the city of Indianapolis. That is the risk we run if we lose preemption law. So while we try to go on offense with SEPA and a repeal of red flag laws, we must hold the line and block any of these gun control bills, even the ones that supposedly all sides can agree to. Guys, there's 3 ways you can help us out. Number 1, watch for text alerts from IFC. We love doing text because it gets right to your phone. It's easy for you to see it. And you can take immediate action. That's number 1. Number 2, watch for email updates from IFC. If you're not getting emails from us, go to www.ifcupdates.com and get signed up today for late breaking gun rights updates from the state capitol. And finally, renew or join your membership today with IFC. It's IndianaFirearmsCoalition.org. Get signed up today. Guys, it's going to be a big fight. Unfortunately, even though we have these massive pro-gun majorities, it's always a big fight to get things done. But now's the time to push. We have momentum. The wind's at our back. We have a friendly White House, at least for a couple years. We got to fight and make progress while we can. Guys, stay tuned. Much more coming in the days ahead. In the meantime, get ready. It's going to be a big fight.